Hey, a folk studio here. So today we're going to dive into the jungle with someone who misses his people and misses his homeland, which is weird because when you play his map, he still misses it, and I'm not too sure about. Right, we have a continuity error in the lore. We're playing Skarner. The continuity error, I don't know. So, aside from that, not really much to say about the replay. It's 1500. I like it quite a bit. And some general news. I did an AMA yesterday, an Ask Me Anything, which involved people asking me anything, and it didn't get crude. But the questions could have been like, what are you doing in the future? How much money do you make? Do you like me? No one wanted to know that. But aside from that, I'm going to link that. There were a lot of cool questions. I spent a lot of time typing, and I'm done typing forever now. But, yeah, it was a good AMA, and let's jump into today's replay. So first things first, we got Folks on Skarner, Solors on Janna, Omega 369 reppin' GP, Happily Stitch on Malzahar, Tunji 115 on Ash, Supaben on Lux, Tiger Prince on Alistar, BW Cookies on Udyr, Ski Delicious on Lee Sin, and Cake Bagel on Misfortune. Yes, I know it's pronounced Alistar. Alistar is just really fun to say. So aside from the talk about genitals going on in the chat right now, let's talk about where people should be for this early engagement. So where's a safe place to get vision over here? Malzahar's walking right by it, but it's that little joint where the bushes kind of stick out. There's also a really good ward spot. So right here, you have vision of the other bushes, and you're as far back as you can be. So if the enemy team comes in from those bushes up there, you're not going to get jumped on as easily. Here it's kind of tricky. I'd recommend this kind of corner right here so you get vision in case they go around, but it's not really the easiest place, but you should be able to get away. And if you're trying to watch and defend and not fight, then you want to be able to get away. Is that southwest line? Anyways, so Folks did not have anybody defending his Wraiths or Red. Bot lane did do Golems, which is really good for them. It's really important because Misfortune Alistar is a super aggressive lane. But his Wraiths got stolen. And I like this reaction, and I don't like it at the same time. That's a good attitude. He sees Wraith stolen, and he immediately goes to do something else until he can do those Wraiths. At the same time, the general timing for Wraiths means that it'll be up usually by 240, well, 240, but like 240, 245 at latest. So he doesn't really get a lot accomplished. And he kind of wastes a few seconds, which is kind of important because he's not in a good spot. And right there he checks red. But he doesn't actually see the minimap icon disappear. So something important, red buff can be taken a whole lot of places. So if you don't see that icon disappear, that means there is somebody there. Or somehow you missed vision. So somebody might have been stealing his red right there, and he could have tried to defend it, but he didn't, just because he didn't double check. So Lee Sin is top killing GP, and Skarner wants to gank bottom. But he asked, are there any wards bot? So this is kind of a big deal because this is wasting a lot of time. He should have asked this while jungling much farther in advance, and realistically the bot lane should be telling his team. But Alistar goes in, uses his headbutt, and that's a good time to engage because that's a long cooldown. And it pushed him forward. So he's going in and he really wants to kill this Alistar. Which, I mean, who doesn't love killing a support? He does make a very, very big mistake, though. He lets Alistar stun him in a position where he can get headbutted towards the tower. That was a really good play from Alistar. That was great, but he doesn't respond accordingly. He doesn't flash right away, and he takes a tower shot and 2 MF shots, and that's just too much. So, a good play there would have been just to be a little farther back. He wouldn't have hit the tower if Alistar had gone in. And you just got to be cautious because what looks like this super easy kill, this awesome dive, might just be you dying for nothing. They did blow flash, they blew heal on Alistar, that's great, but that's not a kill. That's not an item. and it can come back to haunt you. However, he's staying in his jungle, he's being solid. Lee Sin's going for ganks, and he's getting them, which is unfortunate. But he knows right now, if he goes to gank, Lee Sin is miles ahead of him in that. What does Skarner offer? He offers this long, slow chase and decent damage. So he's actually really good for ganking top lane, but top lane just got a kill, so that's really good, since he was ganked earlier and was behind himself. So he knows he needs to try and just, focus on his jungle, and he made a mistake right there. You'll notice that was a long, long time. He was not actually doing anything. He was waiting for blue to spawn. And what he could have done at that time was go do wraiths, just get a little bit of experience and make sure he's there when it does spawn. But waiting around isn't going to help, and it's not going to kind of get him towards level 6 where his ganks just ramp up. So Lee Sin just isn't jungling. He's at 25 CS. And if he does not keep these ganks up, he will fall behind. He's already at about the same level as Skarner. This is a fun little exchange because I don't think people on blue side realize that Lux has that really, really good bush reveal. I mean, right, shooting that skill shot right there would have seemed natural, but they let themselves get kind of exposed and just they're shown not to be in position to really engage because they assume Lux won't throw that E in, or that the E does not reveal. So that's just kind of interesting. There are a bunch of skills that reveal. You've really got to know them. And once you do, you can always be aware, well, if I chill in this bush, they're just going to see if I'm here. So Lux is E, Karthus is Q, Karthus is wall. Karthus is very good at revealing, apparently. So right now, Skarner has his ult, he has red buff, he needs to go get some work done. The score is 2-4. GP's doing awesome, but Malzahar's died twice mid. He's fed a kill bot, and Malzahar's getting ganked again. Now, this is an interesting little exchange because they don't immediately kill Lee Sin. Right there, that could have been an ult on Lee Sin. He was within range, and had they gotten that ult off, they would have just been able to kill him. I think he hesitated a bit just because he didn't know if they could keep him in place. But Lee Sin does not have any sort of escape for the double suppression that they have running. So don't be afraid to blow an ult like this. I've seen people hold on to a Mooma ult and they'll lose a gank because of it. But if you need to blow something and take a risk and take a chance to get that kill, go for it. Go crazy. Because that is what will keep you in this game when you're behind. This is another interesting gank. They group up too much right here. Alistar has used his ult. That is actually the perfect time to grab him because Misfortune is so far back. But instead he goes for Misfortune. And in doing this, it kind of wastes the gank. They blow her flash, that's great. But he had to blow his own flash, and you had this big fat cow sitting there that he could have dragged back. Once that stun was down, there's not a lot he's going to do to get out of that fight. And unfortunately, nothing really happens aside from some summoners being used by both sides. Sucks, but, it's all about learning. You don't always have to go for that high priority targets and ganks, especially. If you can catch that support that's out of position, alright, killing the support is not the best thing because they don't farm, so it's not like you're setting them back that much. But that is still 300, 400 gold for your team, and this awesome, awesome pressure you can put on in lane now. So Lee Sin does something very, very silly, and blue team punishes him appropriately. He tries to fight Skarner, he's surrounded by his team, and he dies. That is a great move by blue team. This is something that you want to be able to do. You want to be able to go, oh, that guy needs help and I can support him? Gonna go do it. GP with his ult, Malzahar with his ult, and Skarner with his ult actually just took down Lee Sin. And it seems really obvious. Oh yeah, just go ahead and help your teammates. But a lot of people have trouble with this. They have trouble going, oh man, no. I don't know if I should do that because I'm farming my lane. I don't want to fall too far behind. But in a case like this where they're so out of position and if you don't do it, they'll get an objective or a kill, go help them. Go. I don't know why I have to go high-pitched about it, but go. So I really love this. This is the best thing ever in solo queue. I want to kill bot lane and then dragon. He has a plan. He has a motivation. His team now knows what they want to do. They want to kill bot lane. Misfortune, Alistar, dead. Get dragon. Get this little map presence and little map pressure that they have not had. And that will be a huge boost to them. They are 3-4, so kills are not that actually bad, but they could do better. So right there, great Ashel into Skarner. That is what you want. That is how you want your team fights to start. And that is how you want fights to start with Ashe. And I actually really love the knockback purple side has running. Misfortune is in the bush, unrevealed, and actually being CC'd against the wall right now. So unfortunately, the only person really out of position right now is Alistar. Malzahar can't chase too well because he's rooted. Misfortune's just going to barely skate away. And this was because nobody really chased her into the bush until it was too late. However, Janna gets out of position in the chase, but, you know, they did a lot of damage. They came out okay. And this Malzahar is actually on point. The second Lee goes in. Oh, I think that might have been a bounce. But he's affected by Malefic Visions. And is that just enough? Yes. Ashe is able to escape. I mean, the fight went not as well as it could have. It was a 1-for-1 exchange. But then this little kill on Lee Sin means that Dragon's uncontested. And now there's no one really with any HP except Lux to stop them. And Lux can actually do a lot of damage. Lux can kill them. But she used her ult already. It still has a relatively long cooldown. And they got Dragon. That's really good. They're now ahead. This is from a 0-4 start. Now that doesn't mean they're going to stay ahead. But, you know, it's a good start. And right here, this is a nice little exchange. This kind of shows a weakness Alistar has in that he has long cooldowns and his ult really doesn't get him out of fights. He can tank a bit, he can blow that 1 CC, but he's not getting out of this. And I really like this that Skarner did not ult here. Had he ulted, that would have been a guaranteed kill for sure, but he didn't need to. And saving this long cooldown means that if he gets into a fight right now, guess what? He's going to have that ult up. Managing your resources, especially as someone like Skarner, is huge. And now right there, they have that long CC on Lee Sin. He's not able to put down a ward and go somewhere he wants to. He's got to escape through the enemy team's tower. And right there, that Malzahar is just getting these perfect little Malefic Visions on people. Specifically Lee Sin. He really does not enjoy the vision Malzahar gives him. And this is actually another nice little play. Lux thinks that he's pulled blue into the brush, tries to ult and steal it, but he's just backed up and, you know, is waiting for that steal attempt. I mean, had she had a ward down, she would have realized it, but, I mean, you can't always have it down, and that was just a nice little play. I really like Fox as a player. I like that he's got these goals, that he's trying to help his team out. He's just a little rough around the edges. I can talk about this in the intro to part 2, though, because we have another gank coming up. And these are the best ganks, where you see the enemy team has already blown things to try and get away. Once again, he can just go for Alistar. Alistar still had his ult up, but not much he could really do to actually get the kill. Now, Ashe is actually chasing Misfortune right now, which is really bad because Lee Sin and Lux are coming to kill them. So that is just a bit of greed from Ashe's part. If you're being greedy in these scenarios where you have these easy kills and impossible follow-ups, that's what's going to set you back to kill you. But that good Ashe ult keeps Lee Sin back, that chain CC kept Lee Sin down, and Janna only died because she got scared and didn't back away from Lux. She got hit by Lux's ult, and she let Lux hit her with an auto attack while channeling her own ult. So, unfortunate, but you know what? Janna dying for Lee Sin is a-okay. And right now, Skarner is doing really well. I mean, right there, he got hit by Lux, was not scared at all. He had no reason to be afraid. He has the right tankiness, and he has the right initiation to be huge for his team. And that's really cool. Skarner is somebody who fell out of popularity, I think because his early ganks aren't too good except in top lane. And he doesn't have a lot of the normal strength you see in these level 2 junglers with amazing ganks, or the amazing clear that Shyvana has, but he still does quite a bit. For example, right here, Lee Sin cannot do anything to get away. The damage on Skarner isn't too high, but it's enough. But right now, what he's been doing these past few minutes is just roaming around, helping his team win. He clears the jungle when he can. He's relatively consistent about it, but he knows that the best way to help his team right now is to make sure that they come into mid game strong. And 22-minute mark, he has a 12-8 score for his team, rather than the 0-4 start. But let's see how this concludes in part 2. I'll see you there.